Coming up on today's Disney Roundup, Bob Iger is back to running the Walt Disney Company, head officials of Disney forced the UFC to cease all upcoming fights, and coming to ABC will be the Disney Family Singalong. I have all that and more coming up right here on the DRU. Hey, it's Jeff everyone, and welcome to the Disney Roundup, where I bring you up to date on what's going on with the Walt Disney Company and Disney parks each and every single week. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me so you can stay up to date with the Disney Roundup and check out some other cool videos I'll be posting. In fact, I'm getting ready to post a new video, a Disney kind of DIY food making video, so subscribe. Stay tuned for that because I'll be posting that soon. And just a reminder, you can also download the Disney Roundup on podcast. You can download the Disney Roundup on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Starting off with company news, a recent post from the New York Times has shared that Bob Iger is back to running the Walt Disney Company. In spite of the coronavirus pandemic, just weeks after Bob Chapek was named as the new CEO, Iger is back to fulfilling his duties of the previous 15-year position. The article states, quote, "The new nominal chief executive is referred to as almost kindergarten style as Bob C, while Mr. Iger is still just Bob, and his title is executive chairman. Yikes." Iger noted in an email that a crisis of this magnitude and its impact on Disney would necessarily result in many actively helping Bob Chapek and the company contend with it. Particularly, I ran the company for 15 years. So if the time frame of this article is true, that would mean to me that the rumors that Bob Iger dropped from the CEO position and handed that off to Bob Chapek, knowing what the coronavirus was and how quickly it would spread, how hard it would affect the country, that would be completely false now. I have faith, though, that Bob Iger, though, will lead the company through these unprecedented times and get it back where it needs to be. I very much respect him for taking these duties and responsibilities back, especially when it seems like he really wants to make his way out of the door of the company. I think there is a chance now, though, after and hopefully this all passes, that and when there's a comfortable point where he can officially hand off the reins to Chapek is when he'll either go back to creative or maybe just possibly retire, but we'll just have to wait and see. But with this, it seems like Iger wants to lead the company to get back on top to where it needs to be and kind of leave and ride off in the sunset then, because and it'll help out his legacy, well, be a part of his legacy too, which we all know means a lot to him. As a lot of us know, the Walt Disney Company owns a lot. This includes the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN, who is the current provider of UFC content. Even with the coronavirus pandemic happening across the globe, UFC President Dana White was still determined to have his most recent series of fights at UFC 249 and having future fights on a private island. According to the New York Post, on Thursday, April 9th, Dana was told to stand down by not just ESPN, but heads of Disney, including Bob Iger, which makes sense given that the time frame from the New York Times Post was correct and that Bob Iger took over shortly after Chapek was named CEO. White said, quote, "We got a call from the highest level you can go in Disney and the highest level of ESPN," which alludes to that being Bob Iger currently, unless for some reason Bob Chapek called him, but I have a feeling it was probably Bob Iger. Accordingly, during the discussion, Disney and ESPN said that having fights during this time was, quote, "just didn't feel right." And like with everything else going on in the world, only time will tell when the UFC will return. Thursday, April 16th, Disney will be presenting the Disney Family Sing-Along on ABC, a 1-hour TV special celebrating family, music, and all things Disney. Performances then will be made by artists such as Christina Aguilera, Auili'I, Josh Gad, and more. The event itself will be hosted by Ryan Seacrest. And again, this is set to be on ABC. It will be live on ABC Thursday, April 16th from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. if you're interested in watching that. So the day that this video goes out, it'll be happening tomorrow. But it seems like a really good time to hang out Maybe if you can't hang out in person with friends or family, but maybe you can do a Google Hangout and watch it together, but something to take your mind off all of the crazy times that are happening now. And a quick note I want to make is, as I mentioned last week, there is a slew of new release dates for upcoming movies coming from the Walt Disney Studios, but I have two more. One being for Soul, which was originally scheduled to come out June 19th this year, and that has been moved for now to November 20th. Also, Raya and the Last Dragon has been moved to March 12th in 2021. But if you're interested in checking out all of those new release dates, I will leave a link to that Disney Roundup episode in the description down below. Now for outside the parks news. With the ongoing Disney parks closures and Disney Cruise Line sailings being postponed until further notice, Disney Parks has shared a video from the Walt Disney Theater, Disney Cruise Line's Beauty and the Beast. This video gives you a look at the Broadway award-winning production along with some narration over the performance as well. And if you're interested in checking out that video, I will leave a link to that down in the description down below. Alright everyone, well that's all I have for you for this week's episode of the Disney Roundup. Surprisingly, no parks news, probably for the first time ever that I've done the Disney Roundup, but of course with the parks closures, there's really not a lot to report on now, but as soon as there is, I will be sure to let you know, so subscribe and stay tuned for that. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to receive the Disney Roundup each and every single week. And just a reminder, you can download the Disney Roundup on podcast, you can download the Disney Roundup on Apple Podcast, and on Spotify. Well, that's all I have for you for this week, and until next time, we'll see you on the DRU.